there's a really fun matchup, maybe the most enjoyable matchup I see on the slate, and it's Phoenix Philadelphia, the Mikal Bridges battle. Mikal Bridges, he was picked by Philadelphia. They stupidly didn't hang on to him, and now he's the fourth best player on the third best team in the Western Conference. So let's pull up these lines on Sixers at Suns. No, so the Sixers, they had a bad loss against Portland the other night. They I don't know. I think Portland just played better because they were in those awesome brown jerseys. They were stunning. So you see this game, it's a pick. So in this game, what do these rosters look like? Well, you got Embiid matching up with Ayton. DeAndre Ayton, not only is he an NBA All-Star, he's a NBA player who always looks like they're about to cry All-Star. And I only have two guys on that list, and it's Jermichael Green and DeAndre Ayton. Both of them always look like they're about to tear up. Like you watch them in the game, and that's just their game face. Nobody has a flattering game face, and it just seems like they're watching days of their lives out there. But in this one, tough to match up. I love the center matchup. I think you're going to see an extremely motivated Embiid. We know Joel's petty, so let's pound those Embiid player props. We've been printing money on the 8 and overs, but let's stay away from those today because we know there's the pettiest superstar since the lead singer of Van Halen was making roadies pick out every M&M but the green ones from his backstage mix. So we're talking about riders, and we're going to ride the Sixers today. I know there's Chris Paul. I know there's Devin Booker, but I think the Embiid, Ayton, and the Simmons, Mikal Bridges matchups are awesome. If the NBA gave me an option to, hey, Joe, do you want to watch this whole game? Do you want to watch these 12-man rosters go at it by the rotations of their coaches? I'll be like, nah, can I just watch Bridges and Ayton play Simmons and Embiid 2-on-2? So there aren't player props on this one yet, which is weird because this game actually starts in, I think, like 3.5 hours. It's a strange start time. Get on this one quickly. That being said, I like the Embiid over. I am going to go away from my normal philosophy of going the Ayton over. And yeah, I think this is an Embiid game. I think that, you know, sometimes sometimes teams just own each other. We've seen Sacramento own Denver this year, and maybe Portland owns Philadelphia in the same way. Wow, Embiid 30.5. Oh, Simmons under 7.5 assists, below 8 assists on the road. Yeah. Thank you, Alexander. I do like that. And, I hate that the show is becoming this, but this might be the Mikal Bridges honor hour. Every day I talk about how good that guy is. So Sam, go to the other page. Let's see. No, sorry, you're right there. You're right there. You're right there. So yeah, I do like the Simmons under there. And while we're here, let's see if there is a Chris Paul over on assists. Is that one happening, or is he maybe have a little appearance on the injured list? I know that with a lot of things going on, they might have it. So I got to find the status of Chris Paul. But regardless of who's playing, I think this is a Sixers game right here. I don't love it because of the matchups being as similar in terms of rosters, because it's just like big man, swing forward, good guard play with shooters heavy. Like maybe the Suns are a little bit more talented in terms of their guards, but I also think Philly's a little better in terms of head coaching, team management, and their bench is just a little bit more offensive than Phoenix is. Like Phoenix, they're kind of cultivating these young, switchable swingmen who can penetrate, shoot threes, and they're switching pretty well on defense. So I think this is very even. I think all these matchups tonight are very even. That's why I like the tees, and that's why in this one, I'll go Embiid over points. I'll go Simmons under assists, and yeah, I'll probably take the under in this one as well. The rules are in effect. What are our rules on the show? We don't bet on the Knicks. And rule number 2, We always take the Suns under. It lost last time out, but I'm still, I think 5-2 betting the Suns under this year. So it's kind of turning into my favorite bet on the NBA calendar just because Suns, Sixers, you see the star power, but you kind of have to weigh into the fact that the Suns play such a half court heavy offense. The Sixers actually play defense. And I think this might be a knockout, drag out kind of game. So, yeah, top 10 defensive efficiency. Alexander, he is doing the research today. And you know what? I think we might have a Sixers homer here. That's a lot of Philadelphia insight. That movie about Denzel Washington and Tom Hanks. The lesions they used in those were actually melted Twizzlers. That one's just for me. That movie has a great lighting and sound, by the way. The sound cue when Tom Hanks is in his apartment, the lights go on, the music hits. I was at USC's film program. We studied that scene in 2 different courses. Shout outs to that. Definitely not a Sixers fan. Who you a fan of, Alexander? Who's your squad? I guarantee you they're better, but less likable than my Detroit basketball. I love that team. The worst team in the NBA